Hello, good evening, and welcome to the 2011 HSD and USHSD student parent meeting. I know some of you guys came in while it was raining, so thank you for bearing the weather and the traffic to get here. My name is Shannon Markland, and I am the counselor director for the program, and that pretty much just means that I'm in charge of, or I oversee all this college staff that you see behind me, so don't worry about that. Tonight is pretty much, we're going to be going over the packet that you guys all have received. You probably have an orange, a green, or a red one. We'll explain the reason for the colors in a little bit. But we're just going to be going page by page, more in depth, and pointing out some key points, hopefully to answer all the questions that you guys might have about the program. But before we get into introducing the staff, I kind of just wanted to go over the background of the program in general. So high school diplomats started back in 1987, the year I was born. And we're actually celebrating our 25th anniversary this year, so that's pretty cool. It all started when a group from AIU Insurance in Tokyo, Japan decided to give some full scholarship trips to exceptional Japanese students, high school students. And after a pretty extensive application period, they picked about 20 students from the Tokyo metropolitan area to come over for 3 weeks. And since then, it's evolved into the AIU High School Diplomats program. And now we have over 2,000 Japanese and American alumni, so that's a pretty big number. And while the Japanese students are over in the United States, they go on a tour to see some pretty big landmarks in New York City and Washington, D.C. They'll also take part in a homestay experience, which we hope that some of you here will be participating in. We'll get into that later as well. But the main focus of the program is obviously the 10-day exchange at Princeton. There, the Japanese students are paired up with an American roommate, and together they learn about the similarities and differences of the cultures through presentations, program activities, and stuff like that. So, and then the second part of the program is called USHSD, and that's for when the American students finish their time at Princeton, they're able to apply again to go to Japan for 3 weeks. And just like HSD, it's a full scholarship to go to Japan, and there they tour Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, Osaka. So it's a pretty cool experience. They'll participate in a homestay and then again finish with a 10-day exchange. And I know that the staff behind me as well as I can say that HSD is a great experience. You'll often hear that it's the best 10 days of your life, and I'm sure you'll hear it all throughout the summer. But it's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So congratulations and welcome. Before we get in, again, I have one more thing. I kind of want to explain a little bit of some HSD-isms, some lingo that we might be throwing out at you guys tonight. The program is divided into two programs, Japan 1 and Japan 2, otherwise known as J1 and J2. It's strictly for organizational purposes. It's not, cool kids are in J1, the cooler kids are in J2. It's strictly for organizational purposes, and it helps you guys get to know your group members on a more intimate level. And then for each program, they are divided, or their staff members consist of a program manager and then 3 counselors. And then we also have a Japanese staff that's working in Japan that we work with closely during the summer. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on, kick it this way, to Mrs. Parrott, our American Director, for some staff intros.
Thank you, Shannon. My name is Kristen Parrott, and I'm the American Director for the program. I've been involved with HSD for 19 years. This is my 19th summer, and it's my 8th summer as the director. So I look forward to getting to know all of you, and hope you have a great time. Since they'll all talk about what universities they attend and stuff, and that's a long time ago for me. I'll just, personal information, I have 3 children, 3 boys, Evan, Owen, and Eli, and I'm married to someone I met as a staff member on the HSD program. So thank you for coming. Now, Tori.
Hi everyone, my name is Tori Hartman. I'm the J1 program manager this year, so if you have a green packet, you're with me. I just graduated from Brown University in Rhode Island with a double major in political science and French studies, and next fall I'm heading to France to teach English for a year. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm looking forward even more so to the experience we'll have this summer with HSD. And if you should have any questions or if you haven't been receiving my emails, please let me know, and I look forward to getting to know all of you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeannie Chung. I'm the program manager for the U.S. High School Diplomats program. I just graduated from NYU majoring in History and East Asian Studies, and I'll be going to Korea to teach English for a year right after coming back from Japan. So this is my 6th and final year, and can't wait to go to Japan.
Hi everybody, my name is Tom Tashi, and I'm going to be a US HSD counselor, which means I'll be working with Jeannie in Japan. So psyched out here. No, I'm really excited. This is going to be my 5th year with the program, my 3rd year on staff. I'm a rising junior at Princeton University, where I'm studying public and international affairs with a concentration in East Asia and political economy. So again, I cannot be more excited for our trip to Japan in just a few months, and can't wait to meet all you guys.
If you aren't already sick of me talking, I'm Shannon Markland again. I graduated from NC State last year in graphic design, and since then I've kind of started my own freelance company that consists of graphic design, photography, web design, you name it. And I also am a wedding videographer on the weekend, so everybody's good.
Hey everyone, my name is John Simo. I'm a counselor this year for J1. Give it up, yeah.
J1!
Yeah, there we go. So proud already. I go to a tiny college called the King's College in New York City in the Empire State Building, and I'll be a rising sophomore. So glad to meet you all.
Hi, my name is Michelle Ross. I'm a rising sophomore at New York University. I'm a directing major. This is my 1st year on staff, and I'm also the homestay coordinator, so I'll be talking to you lovely people about taking in Japanese students. I can't wait to work with you guys in J2. I'm going to be a J2 counselor as well. So, J2. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Wosu. I'm a rising senior at Syracuse University with a major in international relations. This is my 5th year with the program, and I will be the special events coordinator. So I'm in charge of putting together the schedule at Princeton, organizing all the fun events you'll be taking part in. I'm very excited, and I hope you are too.
My name is Suraj Sinha. I'm a rising sophomore at Northeastern University in Boston. I'm studying political science and economics. This is my 1st year on staff, and can't wait to get to know you guys and go J2.
Hi everyone, I'm Maria McGlade. I'm going to be the J2 program manager, so more orange support. And I am going to be a junior this fall at Providence College in Rhode Island. I'm studying global studies there. And I don't think we can express our excitement more, so I can't wait to get to know you all and be in touch this summer before the program as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Naranjana Warrior. I'm a counselor for J1 this summer. It's my 1st year on staff, and I attend the University of Kentucky, and I'm a biochemistry major. I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you.
My name is Juwan Choi. I'm going to be a rising freshman at Williams College in Massachusetts. Haven't declared a major yet, but I'm going to be a J1 counselor, so the obligatory J1 pride.
Yeah.
So now now we're just going to be going through the packet one by one. So if you guys want to turn to the Rules of Conduct page, most important page, and Ms. Parrott, take it over.
Okay, for all programs, USHSD and HSD, our rules are pretty similar, and just to make sure everybody's aware of them and there's no confusion, I thought we'd take this time to just go over them one more time. Some of the rules are kind of obvious, and some of the rules might not be as obvious, so please let me know if you have any questions. The first and probably most important rule is, of course, there should be no possession or consumption of alcohol, tobacco products, any questionable items at all tolerated throughout the program. And if such an occurrence were to be unfortunately discovered, then the student would go home from Princeton or from Japan at his or her own expense. So just wanted to put that out there right away. Second rule that might not be as obvious is that cell phones, laptops, iPhones, iPads, iTouches, any kind of device that connects to the internet is not to be brought to Princeton or to Japan. We have a strict rule about this. We find that it detracts from the purpose of the program, and the purpose of the program is to form a relationship with your Japanese roommate. And really, you're not going to have time to do it anyway. So please understand and leave those kinds of things at home. Next, we expect all of our high school diplomats to behave as such, and so the uses of inappropriate language are just not tolerated. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The participants of both programs are expected to follow the rules of the program at all times. So what that means is that you're not allowed to leave Princeton or the conference center facilities in Japan where you'll be participating in the program without express consent from the counselors first. You're also not allowed to leave the program early or come late. And again, this is because we find that it detracts from that opportunity to form a good relationship with your roommate. And it would be very unfortunate to your roommate if you were leaving and everybody else's roommate was still there, or, you can imagine what I mean by that. So absolutely no leaving the program late, coming early, or having friends or family visit while you're attending the program. And last but not least, of course, we have to abide by the rules of Japan, the laws of the country, and the rules and the laws of the United States. So even though it doesn't need to be said, just to go over one more time, you're expected to follow those rules. And let me know if you have any questions, but I think that's pretty much it. And Tom and Jeannie will go into a little bit more details about specific rules in Japan when they break off later. You have a question?
So would it be not allowed to bring an iPod that doesn't connect to the internet like to the first generation?
Please feel free to bring iPods if you plan on sharing the music with your Japanese roommate.
Right.
But if it becomes too much of a, an isolating activity, then we would just ask you to put it away. But yes, iPods are encouraged, especially if you could bring portable speakers or something like that to share music. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions about the rules? Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Tori, who's going to go over our emergency action plans.
So yeah, so just the next page. As you all can imagine, safety is of utmost importance to all of us here. We're all CPR and first aid certified, and we will always have cell phones on us, and we'll always be able to contact the correct people if any problems should arise. And as Mrs. Parrott just said, your students won't have cell phones with them. But if there should be an emergency, we'll go over later the emergency phone tree, but we've also started a blog this year, which is in bold on this page. And it's very simple to subscribe to, and we ask that each of you do subscribe because if we post any updates, first of all, on what your child is doing at the program, as well as any emergency information that may be relevant to you, you'll get that in very quickly. So please be sure to do that. If you just go to the website on here, you'll see a box that says email subscription. If you just enter your email, you'll get an email, click the link, and you'll be all set. So we'll have some updates during the program that are just about how activities are going, so you feel connected to your student while he or she is away. And we'll also post should any unfortunate circumstances arise, you'll hear about it through that and also through the phone tree, which we'll, like I said, go over later. Other important things, you've all gone over the medical information that we have for you, so glad to see that that's all verified. Please be sure that if you take any medications, that you bring them with you and let us know that they're there. And also, Should you have any allergies, be sure to bring your own EpiPens. And we also ask that you always carry water on your person. As I'm sure you all are aware, it gets rather hot at Princeton in August, so it's pretty important to stay hydrated. And we will provide opportunities to fill your water bottles, and we'll have that available for you. And just one more thing, we also have fire drills in the dorms just to be sure that everyone knows what to do in case of an emergency. And fire drills in the United States and fire alarms in the United States are different than those in Japan, so it's really critical that you keep in mind your roommate. And should we have a fire drill or an actual emergency circumstance, be sure that you're keeping an eye on your roommate as well, just because you'll be more used to the sounds that happen and all that. So, and beyond that, just as Mrs. Parrott said, be sure to listen to the instructions that we give you. We want you to have a fun experience, but the only way that you'll have a fun experience is if you are safe and we have your best interest in mind. So please be aware of the rules that we set and the boundaries that we set for you at any given point. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. There's no harm in asking a question, and there can be harm in not asking and doing something that could be potentially harmful to you or to the people around you. So hopefully that covers that, but again, please read over just to be sure. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if not, then I'll pass it on to Naranjana, who's going to go over the emergency phone tree.
Okay. If everyone will look on the next page, we set up a phone tree on the off chance that there is an emergency during your child's stay at Princeton. And we ask that a family member from each of the families calls the next person on the list. And if you do not get a hold of someone, please leave a message and call the next person until you talk to someone directly. And then we also ask that the last person on each list calls the respective director, just to make sure that everyone on the list has gotten the appropriate message. And then if there is any discrepancy with contact information, please let us know so we can correct it and have the correct contact information or the most readily available information for you. And also, we just want to direct your attention once more to the blog, which is new this year, and will help update your status and everything that's going on at Princeton. So.
Well, I was a member of HSD last year, and I was sitting in your chairs about a year ago, and I was also listening to what they were saying, and first I was a little skeptical if it was the best 10 days of my life, but I can confidently say by the end of it, you'll definitely agree. You're surrounded by 79 other people who are just as social as you are, and everyone around you is a best friend. And I'm just so thankful that I get to spend another year with them again. So not only American, but the Japanese kids will end up being, you'll end up staying in contact with them forever. So if you're nervous about how the Japanese kids might interact, if they might be nervous in America, I would not be worried because they're just like you, and Masato is he's my roommate. He's like a brother to me, and we still Skype, where you can. And I'm really pumped to see him this summer in Japan. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's really special for everybody, not even the people just in this room. Alec, when he was like this tall, our daughter went through the program, and we had 2 boys with us at that time. We've had 2 boys twice, and Alec had a great time that first time. We're talking 7, 8 years ago. So it's really a special experience for everybody. The Japanese students, they're really excited about being in your home. Most of these programs are pretty well organized, and they have to be. It needs to be structured to get things done. That time in your house, it's a little bit of downtime for them. They can relax, they can sort of be themselves, they can see your house. They want to see what it's like. Xbox, ping pong. What can be really cool, take them to your local pool. In fact, last year, what we did, we had like a barbecue. We knew some families that were involved in the program. So we had a barbecue. It was really great. Some families came over. We had badminton going. It was just cool. It was fun. As far as activities, you'd be surprised what a trip to Wegmans can do. Costco, You know, it's cool for them to see this. We had boys, so it was pretty simple. You know, live in this area, you have like the Nationals, you got Baltimore Orioles. That's a great trip. You know, so you can go out there, and I'll tell you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in Japan, from what Marie said, you don't get really close to the field. Well, you know, you get into our ballpark, and you can really get close to the field, and the guys are like going, wow, this is pretty cool. So if you have that chance, do it. Tyson's Corner is very cool. Take me to your local high school. Walk around the fields. If you're thinking about colleges, Georgetown University, if you're down in Georgetown, Georgetown's a nice little campus. You know, walk through that. Let's see. And don't be surprised if you get attached. I mean, you're going to hear stories about kids at the end of their stay in Princeton, you know, getting emotional. You know, I had these guys for 2 days, 3 days, and there were tears like starting to come out of them. I cried at anything. So, but, you know, I mean, you're going to be amazed, and you'll talk about this, you know, years down the road. You know, so, you know, if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence about it, just do it, okay? Because it is special. You're going to help your kid, your son, your daughter, your kid. Because we do this before they go to Princeton, so it actually helps your child, you know, sort of work into the program and get a feel for some of the, you know, aspects of being with the Japanese students. It's going to help them make it a better experience. So you're really helping your child before they get up to Princeton, too. Let's see, random thoughts here. I guess just little things. I mean, we went about our dog, Mac, and one of the guys, he's like a German Shepherd hound, so he's good size. You know, you go like, is this cool, is this not cool? And one was nervous, one wasn't, and by the end of the time, I mean, they were all over our dog more than us. But, you know, just all this, it's great stuff that you'll do and participate in, and you'll make it real special for you and your whole family. It really is cool. So,
thank you.
First, you'll see staff contact information. We have our number listed, our office number, as well as our office email. If you have any questions for us before July 18th, please do not hesitate to email or call us. But starting July 18th, which is significant because Japanese students are going to be arriving here, and the staff is going to be taking them on a tour of DC and New York City. The pace tends to pick up a lot for us, so we ask that you get any urgent questions to us before that. But if there is an emergency, then please do call us at that number that you see listed. And again, our office is open Monday through Wednesday from 10 to 4. And again, the blog that we already discussed. Please do subscribe to that, because, and don't panic if you get an email, because it'll hopefully just be an update from us letting you know how the program is running. But please do check that, because it's also our way of getting in touch with you if need be. And then below that, you'll see Princeton contact information. Some parents, if their children are having a birthday during the program, like to send a care package, something like that. Other than that, we generally ask that you not send a care package, because during the summer, the Princeton mail system tends to be pretty slow. And if you do choose to send a package, you can do that, but please do it before July 30th, because after that, we cannot guarantee that it'll get to your child. And Princeton will not forward it back to your home, so that'll just get lost in the mail, unfortunately. So please keep that in mind if you do choose to send them a package. Again, I want to reiterate that cell phones